Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I am in Milton, Pennsylvania. My son is doing a 125 mile bicycle race tomorrow, and I'm kind of accompanying him. I'm his road manager, or roadie if you want. So we're at this little Airbnb, and it's right next to this little off branch of the Susquehanna River. So I'm out back shooting. Can't really get too much closer to the water. It's pretty steep here. Leading down to it's kind of muddy. So I'm going to sit here on this step. So today's topic is going to be the mindset needs to shift first. And when I say first, I mean before recovery can happen. So let me go ahead and take a couple of nice breaths as I enjoy this river view. Breathe in the peace. Exhale the noise. Lots of crickets. On the wall here, there's little cracks. It sounds like the crickets are in the holes. Breathe in the nature. Exhale the indoors. Breathe in the calm and clarity. Exhale the uncertainty. So, the mindset really needs to shift first. What I mean is before recovery can happen. Because if you are still freaking out, terrified of, hyper-focused, hyper-vigilant about the pain, expecting it, fearing it, being terribly upset when you feel it, it's going to be really hard for your brain to let go of this perceived need to stay hyper-vigilant, hyper-protective, overprotective, if you will. And so, oftentimes, in my experience with the coaching clients and the group coaching folks, people say, you know what, I still have the pain, but I don't care anymore. I'm not worried about it. Because they've gotten to a point of acceptance that this is truly just TMS. And as disturbing as it can be, when you get to that point of truly understanding and accepting that, it's TMS, and it means I'm not broken, it means I can get well. So even if the first step is a lowering of the fear, a removal of the freak out, and a more of an attitude of indifference, authentic indifference, where you literally say, you know what, I truly don't care. It's okay. I'm on the way. I'm on the right path. This is how I do this. And so the mindset, in my opinion, just from experience, watching people get better all the time, I absolutely have noticed that the first shift is in their mindset. That they start caring less about the pain. They start doing more, even though they hurt. And they start saying over and over in the comments and the feedback on the conversations, yeah, I went out, I did this for X number of hours, or I was able to do that. And even though I hurt, I still had a good time anyway. And I'm glad I went, because I would have hurt sitting at home anyway. And so the mindset definitely needs to shift first. And that includes stop freaking out. That includes moving towards indifference. And if you can't quite get to indifference yet, calm reassurance. Okay, so I have the symptoms today. Big deal. I'm okay. Calm, reassuring, soothe, breathe, letting the tension out of our bodies, right? This is how we get there. And when the mindset starts to shift and you start caring less that you have symptoms, you're well on your way. Because once you start showing little concern or almost no concern, your brain's going to go, oh, why am I so overprotective? They're not concerned about the symptoms, so why should I, meaning the brain? And so the mindset definitely needs to shift first. So indifference is tough, can be challenging, especially if you've got some wild and wacky and weird symptoms or really significant symptoms. And if you are struggling to get well and you say you're doing all the right things, ask yourself if the mindset has shifted yet. Because it is important to feel emotions. It is important to let the body relax. It is important not to take our thinking so seriously. But have you quite gotten to the point where you're not freaking out, you're not overly focused on it? Have you gotten to the point where you can easily reassure yourself that it's okay, even if I hurt, that's okay? And when you can say, that's okay, I don't care if I have the experience today, because I know eventually it will go away, that's when you can move to the authentic indifference, where you can truly say, I really don't care if I hurt or not. That's when you've got it made. And when you get there, it'll be a lot easier for you to shift your focus back to living your life. Because if you are saying, I'm indifferent, I don't care, I'm reassuring, but I'm constantly staring at it to see if it worked yet, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, hasn't worked yet, what's wrong? It's not quite the mindset I'm talking about. It's still frustration, it's still anger, it's still resistance. Indifference truly means, okay, whatever. So I've had, years worth of pain. I'm not better yet. So what? I know I'm moving in the right direction. And part of the mindset is also the belief. The belief that yes, TMS is absolutely what's going on. But even more important is the belief that you have what it takes to get rid of it. Right? You absolutely have what it takes to get rid of it. If you are convincing yourself that you are a special kind of broken, a special case, nobody else is like me, or maybe I've got this medical diagnosis or that, scan or this result or this statement from a doctor, that means I can't get better. As long as you believe that, you're going to be right. All right, we're kind of a slave to our beliefs. And so if you believe that you're a special case and you won't be able to get better, it's time to start working on changing that belief. How do you do it? By constantly reinforcing. I know this is TMS. I know I can get better. I know the way. Just have to be consistent in applying the concepts. And if you're frustrated that you're not better yet, because you've been doing it for X amount of time, and as a result of that, you've convinced yourself that I'm just not going to get better because I haven't gotten better yet. You haven't gotten the mindset down yet. And so this is not a judgment or a placing blame. It is an encouragement to say, if you think you're doing all the other stuff right, how are you doing on the mindset? Are you truly indifferent? Are you able to reassure yourself when the symptoms are fairly colorful? That's really, really important to do. Are you able to shift your focus away from the symptoms? And if you are trying to, eliminate the symptoms by doing a lot of the things I talk about, and you're constantly looking back to check, is it there yet? How come this isn't working? I'm being indifferent, but it's not working. That's not indifference. That's the opposite of indifference. Because you're saying, I'm being indifferent, how come it didn't work? You see how that doesn't at all line up with the, so what if I hurt today? If it takes 1 day, 1 week, 1 month longer for me to heal, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months to get over this, so what? Don't care, because I know I'm on the right path. Because when you have the right mindset, you can have the symptoms, and forgive the language, but you can have the symptoms and not give a shit. That I don't care attitude will get you so much farther than micromanaging your recovery and questioning, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? How come it didn't work? I'm getting frustrated. So the mindset needs to shift first. And in many cases, I can't tell you how many times over the past, 2.5 years since I've been shooting these videos, can't tell you how many times I've heard that people say, Dan, I did a lot of this stuff. I did the emotional stuff. I understood it. I had the knowledge. But when I got the mindset, that's when it clicked for me. And so, if you're not getting there, evaluate your mindset. If you care too much, if you're frustrated and fearful and anxious and worried, and what if this doesn't work for me, and convincing yourself that everybody else is different, they're not nearly in as much pain or trouble as I am, you don't have the mindset yet. And I say yet because you can, you will. So shift your attention to the mindset. And the mindset is literally waking up and going, yeah, it's still there, so what? Don't care. How much fun can I have today? And shift your attention to that. How much production or productivity can I have today? This is what really makes a difference. And so I hope this makes sense. You guys are awesome. Let me let you take a nice little look at the creek here. It's kind of it's an offshoot of the Susquehanna River. The main branch is about a quarter-mile that way, but there's a creek portion here. I'm in an Airbnb and they have kayaks, but judging from this slope, and I think the creek is a little bit higher than it might be normally, I don't know that I'm going to pull a kayak out. I don't even know that I'll pull a fishing rod out, because the side of the slope is all muddy and looks pretty slippery and not too well of a path to get down there. So, oh well, it's not going to be the fishing extravaganza I was hoping for, but it is still beautiful out here sitting by the water. So, and they do have some nice chairs overlooking the river up there. So with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you're struggling and you're frustrated that you haven't gotten there yet, most likely the mindset is the missing piece, the missing link to this puzzle. So see if you can focus there. Get the mindset dialed in. Literally, I don't care. So what? Whatever. When you can get that and be authentic with that, you're absolutely on your way. Because when you show little concern or no concern, your brain's going to realize, I don't have to be concerned either. And that's when the brain starts to go, we can dial down this hypervigilance and hypersensitivity. So give that a shot for a while. Practice it. And if you notice yourself getting frustrated, that's when you talk to yourself and go, hey, Dan, it's okay. It's really nothing to be upset about, because the best news in the world is this is TMS. This is the mind-body syndrome. This is symptoms created in the brain, nowhere else, in the brain, based on a perception of danger. And so what's the best way to show the brain that you're not in danger? For you to go, it hurts. I don't care. The brain has no choice but to say, well, he doesn't seem to care. I guess there's no problem. I guess there's no danger. So the mindset really is one of the more important pieces to this. And in my opinion, the mindset needs to shift first before you'll notice the symptoms come down. And some people might say, you know what? I'll get the right mindset when I notice that this stuff is working. Well, in my opinion, the mindset is a really important ingredient in the recipe. It's part of the formula. And if you skip that formula and you just stay angry and mad and frustrated and scared, and you're pissed off at feeling your emotions, calming your body down, maybe doing some meditation, breathing, trying not to take your own thinking so seriously. If you're frustrated that that stuff's not working, but you don't have the mindset dialed in, that very well may be why. And so don't expect to have a fully baked cake if you're only using some of the ingredients. Add in the mindset stuff. Really get that dialed in, and you're going to see a world of difference. And I see that a lot with my coaching clients and the people in the group program. So I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want some more help, go to painforyou.com/join. Check out the group program. It's the least expensive way to get the most amount of help. People are really loving the community and the amount of weekly support you get to keep the message on the front of your mind. So, love you guys and gals. Hope you enjoyed the nice little view out here, the sound of all the crickets and insects. Fortunately, they're not swarming on me. So I will see you guys and gals tomorrow. I'll probably shoot another video out here tomorrow for the next day. So take care.